Hey everyone, it's Monday night, and it's time for the Raw Opinion. Well, tonight's episode was pretty big. We're starting to get a better picture of what we'll probably be seeing at this year's WrestleMania. We've got Edge and Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, and Batista and John Cena. Uh, well, and really, it's not really that surprising. I mean, if you go around YouTube and look at pretty much any WWE video, well, WWE related video, you'll probably find some comment or another speculating about what's going to happen this year. And really, a lot of the comments that I've seen, it pretty much predicted the same thing. So, well, onto the matches themselves. The Divas Championship match. Personally, I was pulling for Gail Kim. You know, it's an Asian thing, but you know, I was also predicting that Maurice would win, so I don't really have a lot to comment on about that. The six-man tag match. I was when they announced that Yoshitatsu had signed on to Raw. You know, I was pretty glad about that because you know, I'll admit that I never really watched ECW, but I did watch one episode, and it was when Yoshitatsu faced Christian for the ECW Championship, and you know, and one thing I really gotta say is that I really like how the WWE is really pushing giving these guys who are coming over from ECW like a big push, like today in when Yoshitatsu and Evan Bourne and Kofi beat Legacy. Well, and one thing I want to say about Legacy is I was actually predicting that DiBiase and Rhodes were gonna screw Randy over, but as we all saw, it was Randy who screwed them over. And well, my point about the ECW guys actually goes on to the next match, the Money in the Bank qualifying round. You know, I said in my first the first edition of the Raw Opinion that you know, that Christian was probably going to be signing back, and you know, it's good to see that he's back. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Christian, but I know that he is a popular wrestler. I know he's got a lot of fans, so it is nice to see that he's going to be in the ladder match again. The Divas bull riding thing. You know, like I said last week about the Jerry Springer segment. You know, it had its moments, but you know, it could have probably been replaced by like another match. Although I will say that it transitioned into the tag team match pretty nicely, like a lot better than it did with the Jerry Springer segment last week. As for the tag team match itself, you know, the titles were on the line, so it did make sense that Miz and the Big Show would defend them against the MVP and Mark Henry. The Undertaker accepting Shawn Michaels' challenge. You know, again, a lot of people were expecting this to happen. I wasn't expecting the stipulation that it would be the career against the record match, and I'm actually kind of torn between who I want to win now, because I would like for the Undertaker to stay undefeated at WrestleMania, but also at the same time, you know, I don't know what the creative team is going to do if you know, I don't know if Shawn Michaels actually would retire if he loses. I mean, that's really up to the creative team. But you know, it's a little hard to decide on who I really want to win. And as for John Cena and Batista, you know, the whole match was basically a repeat of last week's Friday Night SmackDown, and then the week before that, what happened after Raw. Basically, Batista just wasn't taking the thing seriously and kept ducking out, and then he did the low blow on Cena, got himself disqualified on purpose, and we're probably, with this whole thing about with Bret Hart and John Cena are basically, like, I guess you would call it a feud with Vince and Batista. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see the four of them at WrestleMania in some kind of match. And also, one thing that I wanna say is the in between John Cena and Batista, well, since Sheamus lost the championship to Cena last night, I wouldn't be surprised if he challenged Cena to a #1 contender match in order to face Batista. So, well, that's all for, yeah, well, that's all for this week. So, I'll see you guys next Monday night.